Good evening, everybody. My name's darksmoka. I'd like to welcome you to round 9 of the NXTGEN Racing versus Mature Racing Club GR3. This is the Pro League. This season is sponsored by DAE. That's David Appleby Engineering. The guys there have offered 2 tickets to the winner to the GT race down at Brands Hatch with garage access. So a big shout to them for that. Just before we jump on, I'd like to say that there is going to be a 6-hour charity event coming up. I will link in description. It's for a charity called Kika. They're a Dutch charity, so please go and give them a like. I will put links in description afterwards. There will be a 6-hour charity event across many platforms, many groups getting involved. There will be more information coming out. There is information on the NXTGEN page and the MRC page, so please go check them out. But like I say, I will put links in the description below for DAE systems, for NXTGEN, for MRC and for Kika. The links to the the links to the charity, to the GoFundMe page, all that sort of stuff. I'll chuck in the chat in the description afterwards. So go check them out. The race will be a pay-to-enter event, so it's €5 to enter. And if it will be live streamed as well, I'll be live streaming it for 6 hours, hopefully with a cohort. I think it'll be a bit difficult on my own. Evening, Andre. Nice to see you, mate. Welcome back. Oh yeah, DC Sim Racing and WR Racing as well, both Dutch sim racing leagues, I believe. So good to see some cross-channel action going on. So tonight we are racing at Blue Moon. It's BB Infield A is what they call it. So Blue Moon Bay, Blue Moon Bay BB. This is the infield track. It's not the full course, which is actually just a massive great oval. So we'll dive into qualifying. I am going to try something with the cameras. Okay, so I've got keyboard controls, people. I've got keyboard controls. I'm not saying they're going to work during the race, but I've got keyboard controls right now. I am going to stick with the pad for a minute. I know it's a bit late in the season to be changing cameras and stuff from the cinematic camera we've had, but I've just found out how to do it, I think. So again, during the quality, just let me do all this. We'll have to see during the race. So let's just jump up to the front man. Currently loewie. Nobody actually set a fast lap at the minute. So this is only qualifying, people. There is 15 minutes of qualifying. And then there's 2 races tonight. So this is a sprint race tonight. There's 2 races. And because this is a slightly shorter course, it will be slightly longer. So 12 laps tonight on the first race instead of the usual 10. And the second race will be 20 laps instead of the usual 18. So slightly different format. Tyres and fuel is the same as always. Let me just remind you what they are, because I can't remember myself. Fuel consumption is ×3 and tyres is on ×4. So Louis currently holding fastest lap with a 1:06. So the first race tonight, like I say, is 12 laps. They start with a full tank of fuel and they can use any tyres between racing softs and racing hards. And the second race, again slightly longer, 20 laps. They start with half a tank of fuel and they must change compounds, so use at least 2 of the compounds between racing softs and racing hards. First race there probably won't be a pit stop, so no need to swap tyres or anything. All depends though, it is a slightly longer track. I think tyre wear is going to be crucial on this track. It's a lot of tight turns, a couple of hairpins, so we'll have to keep our eye on the tyre wear. So Louis still holding first. Madbrush Racing currently just a little bit back. Don't know why I haven't got this fastest laps on the side. Just going over some settings. Display more, yeah. Display more. I don't know why that's not showing up. to the keyboard issue. Who knows? So, Madbrush Racing, also known as MRC Dangly Balls, changed his name back to his original gamer tag, by the look of it. We'll have to keep an eye on how many people are turning up tonight. There has been a couple of weeks when there's been a few less people in the lobbies. So Potter currently holding third. These guys are just catching me to the ball there. These guys are just on their second laps really for the qualifying, so getting their eye in. So I do like this track. I actually like it better in reverse than I do the normal way around. It's quite a nice track to race around. We've taken opportunities around here. I'll just jump back to Purcell. So yeah, no laps on the right hand side there. I don't know why that is, people. Let's see if I've got a setting on my keyboard that will reveal that for us. Yeah, NGRE 30 back. Don't believe he was here last week or the week before. Good to have him back in the pack. So Elgame currently holding fastest now with the 106.1. Just outdoing Louis a little bit. Pav's jumped him as well a place. So Louis was currently sitting in pole, now in third. So look here for these lap time settings. Play information. Don't want to be pressing things I don't know about, people. Shows play information. Let's have a look. That's a new feature. Like I say, I may not play with a lot of this. Definitely let's try that one. Like I say, I don't want to. Yeah, see, I messed it all up now. All sorts of stuff. Oh, I don't know how you bring it all back. Right. I've ruined it. 1 second, people. Let me just come out and go back in. Ah, there we're back. So we've got all our race information back. And we've got lap times as well. Great. So let's flip back up to the front. So Elgame still holding that fastest with a 106.1. Pav currently in second place with 106.4. Louis 106.6. Madbrush Racing 106.6. As we see Potter McPot just spinning off in the back. 106.7 Potter McPot. Hyperio 08. It's got 116.4 on there. Looks like he might have dived in the pits on both of those laps, maybe. Purcell with 107.4. Jambu currently just about to set off this lap, I believe. So we'll hang on with Jambu. Watch him come across the line. So we've lost. Lap times again. That's interesting. That's all from just changing the camera. So Jambu, yes, I've lost his lap times. Again, I'm just going to leave this lobby and come back. So I might abandon the keyboard if it's going to cause us problems. So let me just jump back down to Jambu. We're looking at his, which was a 107.8. NGRE 30 with a 108.7. Yeah, difficult corner. raise you yourself coming out of there if you're too early on the throttle. So just 8 guys in the lobby at the minute. 15 minutes of qualifying tonight, and then we'll jump into the 2 races. Second race will be a reverse grid of the first race. Excuse me while I just fling my keyboard away while it's causing me issues. I'll try and get more proficient on that keyboard settings issue, people. I have only just looked at it tonight, figured it out, got it working. A little bit of help from a couple of guys, so thank you to them. So Louis and Madbrush just diving in the pit, sticking some new rubber on. The guys will burn a bit of fuel off and jump in for some new tyres. Obviously once they burn a bit of fuel, the car's slightly lighter, goes slightly quicker, a bit easier to handle. So I will go through the current standings with you people when I can find them. Okay, so currently, after round 8 last week, Potter McPot is currently holding first position with 335 points. Trailing a fair way back is Hyperio with 183. L Game is sitting in third with 157. Sorry, excuse me, 167. Louis is in fourth with 164. Jambu is joint fourth, 164 also. Madbrush Racing, this guy we're watching, 153, yeah, 153 points. NXTGEN currently not in the lobby, I don't think. So NXTGEN in 7th currently with 147 points. Personal 288, this gentleman right here, currently sitting at 132 points. MRC lobby, also not in the lobby tonight yet, sitting at 109 points. Street Boy in 10th with 94 points. NGR E30 in 11th with 93 points. NGR Cashman also, I don't think he's in the lobby yet. No, so Cashman's not in the lobby. Cashman has got 85 points. APA 3 in 13th with 59 points. Timmy 1987 with 51 points. ADX Dawson, I believe now NGR Dawson. Currently sitting on 49 points. Zuzims, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. He's in 16th with 42 points. And Pav 46, he's sitting on 34 points. So some of these drivers have joined halfway through the season, so their points not necessarily up there with the lads at the top. Potter McPot kind of ran away with this league a little bit, this series a little bit at the beginning of the championship, taking most of the wins in majority of the races. ADX Dawson, sorry, NGR Dawson, Hyperio, L Game, VLX, Chewy D, all put in under pressure, but Potter McPot managing to hold out for most of those. So a good bit of driving from him. So I do hope we get a few more guys in the lobby. VLX Chewy D has a tendency to rock up late. So Jambu just coming in the pits for the fresh rubber. Burnt about a third of tank of fuel off though. Got about 2 minutes to try and stick a couple of hot laps in. So we'll just run through the order. Currently sitting in first is Louis with a 1060, so taking that first position back. L Game in second with a 1061. Potter McPot with a 1062. Pav just diving in the pits, he is currently on a 1063. Hyperio is on a 1065. Madbrush Racing with a 1066. Perzel 107. 1071. Street Boy's just turned up, so another driver, unfortunately, not looking like he's going to get a lap in. So Street Boy might be starting at the back of the grid. NGR Jambu with the 1074. NGR E30 with 107.6. Also, Street Boy not out on track yet. Right there, Louis. There's not going to be much paint left on those right-hand fenders. Looks like I think I've seen most of the cars dragging their wings down that wall so far tonight. Just under a minute left in this quali. Louis currently sitting in pole position, 106.0. So this is a team versus team event between the two teams of NGR and MRC. That's the Next Gen Racing mature racing clubs, both on Facebook. We'll put links in the description for them. So go check them out if you're into your sim racing. Go and give them a like. There's all sorts of leagues out there, not just these cars. There's Super Formulas, the GR4s. Go, Louis, go. Is he a friend of yours, Andre? He's doing all right. So we're 10 seconds away from starting the race then, people. So Louis actually currently sitting in first, Owen in second, Pot in third, Pav in fourth. Oh, I've missed the standings. Forgot to take a photo again. I need 5 hands, people. So Pav in fourth, Hyperio fifth, Ambush Racing in sixth, Persil seventh, Jambo in eighth, NGR in 30 in ninth, and Street Boy in 10th. So we'll keep around the front man. Do I have to put that? Should all be coming on. Here we go. So they're off. So not a great start from L Game. Looks like he's getting swamped by Pav 46 down the start line. Pot managing to get a good start. Up into second. Louis holding his first though. Bit of jostling from Potter and Hyperio in the background. Through the first turn clearly. Potter taking the line down the inside and going for the move. It's taking that first place off Louis. And Hyperio looking down the inside now as well. All side by side going through there. We'll have to see how they're getting into the hairpin. So Potter holding that first place. Louis still holding second. Hyperio right behind him with Pav on the inside going into the hairpin. Not quite making the move stick. As they come up to this next almost hairpin, it's a double apex hairpin, this one. So position's held in a minute. Pav losing a couple of places around that double apex hairpin. Jambo getting past him. Persil and NGR E30. So we'll flick back up to Potter and Pot. Almost a second lead over the guys in a minute. Slightly out of slipstream range. So Louis with Hyperio pretty close. He'll be getting the toe down the straight. Going to be able to make a move. It's going to be a fast corner, this one, and it's got a little kink in it on the way in and the way out. So you've got to be careful. Guys going clean through there. Hyperio having another look down the inside. Oh, he's getting it drifted into that corner. So well held from Hyperio. Bit of jostling from Persil and Jambo in the background. Oh, Pav's just gone into the wall and let's just flick back to that. So Pav and L Game and Madbush Racing having it coming together there. So it looks like Madbush Racing seems to think he's at fault, so he's held back and gave the positions back to the guys. Good bit of racing from Madbush Racing there. If you are responsible, we do ask you to give the places back. He's nearly Dutch. Where's he from, mate? No, he's from, is that Austria? Germany. No, it's Germany, isn't it? It's not, no, it's Germany. I don't know. You'll have to enlighten me. So Potter only holding a half a second gap from Louis now, so Louis doing a good job to hold Hyperio off and gain some time on Potter. I think it will be a good race, this one. It's a tight little track. cars in view. Belgium, of course, Belgium. So Louis closing the gap a little bit more on Potter and taking a slightly tighter line around there. Getting a better drive out the corner. So Potter's got to watch it. Louis is holding the fastest lap as well. Keeping it clean coming out of there. So we'll nip back to the guys in the pack behind. So Persen almost out on his own. Yeah, Persen and Jambo, I can see it, are German mate, as well as NGR 30. I just wasn't sure about Louis. So Hyperio and Louis very close. Still managing to hold the place. We'll jump back to these guys in the back. So just spreading up a little bit, spreading out a little bit now. Managing to get some gaps. Seconds in between some of them. These guys having a moment at the beginning of the race. So currently, just seeing both getting a little bit wide there going on the grass. So pretty close to L game. Manbush trying to get back in the mix as well. He's going to push that BMW now. Gaining a bit of time. So there is a tyre wear. I'm just going to jump back to the front of Louis now, taking the position. Potter McPot, I missed that, people. He must have had a bit of a moment. So Potter McPot from first into fifth. As we see, Hyperio still drifting his Mercedes to try and catch up with Louis. So Louis having a good drive then. He's got a second and a bit over Hyperio. Persen's 2 seconds back from Hyperio, so going to work for him to do. Potter's got a lot of work to do now to get back in the mix with Hyperio and Louis. It's going to be a struggle. It's only 12 laps, it is a short course. Yes, there is tyre wear and fuel consumption on in this race, but nothing that will affect the guys too much in this first race. It is only 12 laps. Second race will be a bit different, that is 20 laps. And they do have to pit, they only start with half a tank of fuel. So there will be a bit more strategy involved in that one. So Potter McPot closing the gap on NGR Jambu after having his moment and losing 4 places. Just jump back up to the fight between Louis and Hyperio. Hyperio really pushing that Mercedes then to try and keep up with Louis. Gained a little bit of time on him. But Louis driving pretty cleanly tonight. Almost like this track. Yeah, you see Hyperio again drifting his Mercedes to try and keep up with Louis. Look down the inside, there's a small bit of contact. Nothing too untoward. The places have been put back in order, so nothing. No malice there between the guys. So we'll just jump back to Jambu and Persen. A bit closer now, dragging Potter into it again. Obviously looking for more points to try and keep up his winning streaks. So, Jambu having a good drive down there. He's running back for Persen. Like I say, there are a few places to overtake if you've got the metal to outrate your fellow drivers. Potter McPot closing the gap as well. 5 laps left. So Jambu doing everything he can. He takes the outside into the inside line there. He's looking like he might take this place down the inside of the double apex. Almost hairpin. He's got the move done. He's got the inside line for the next corner as well. Persen's got the better drive out the corner. Pot's loving this. He's been trying right back in the mix with this. So quite possibly he could get a couple of places here. These two don't watch it. So yes, Perza will get swamped down here through the slipstream effect. Both guys, Potter and Jambu, getting the slipstream effect there. Potter looking to have a little look down the inside of Jambu. He's still down the inside. He will have the inside line for this next corner as well. The side by side coming into this next one. So Potter and Pot taking the place back up into third. Jambu in fourth. Perzel in fifth. Oh, we just catch Potter getting a bit wide, and Perzel as well. So Perzel span off. Fortunate for him, it's difficult in these GR3 cars. It only takes a little bit of grass, get your back wheel on the grass, and that can be you. So we nip back up to the front guys. Hyperio still pretty close to Louis. Those gaps not coming down much though. A little bit now on the straight. Maybe not looking for the first corner though. This time Hyperio, he has got the run into the corner though. Carrying a little bit more speed through. Looking for a note, not for a dive down the inside this time either. Doing well to keep it clean, these guys. So we'll just jump back. So Potter and Pot almost 10 seconds back from Hyperio, so I don't think there's any chance of Potter getting back into this race before the end, not unless these two have it coming together. So Hyperio going for dive down the inside and looking like he's going to make that place stick. So he's got it, he can take a good line into that double hairpin, double apex hairpin. Yeah, he's driving well, Andre. He is a good driver, is Hyperio. I don't know if you've ever seen him drive before. So he's taking the defensive line, not giving Louis the chance. So we'll just see whether Louis can do the same to Hyperio as Hyperio's just done. So he's within range. Keep this gap. Always ride on him, Louis. So have a look. So Hyperio having to go defensive into the hairpin. He's going to have to go defensive into this one as well. No, he's taking it wide. So Louis not quite managing to get the place back. But he will have a good run down the start finish straight. So from here on in, he's just got the toe off Hyperio. He's taking a slightly wider outside line. Hyperio's still got it down here though. Side by side into that first corner, but Louis having to back off a little bit. So lap 11 of 12 now. Just got to keep it clean for 2 more laps. So Potter McPot gaining a second back on these guys, but yeah, nothing he can do about clawing these two in now. So again, Hyperio going defensive. Louis looking down the inside, but still, again, not doing it. He's looking down the inside now. Oh, hey, not quite. Not quite. Now's the time, Louis. Stay in the slipstream, my friend. Defensive again. And keeping the place. It's a real good driving from this pair. Apologies if I'm not flicking back too much. So Pav diving in the pits on his last lap. I don't know why that is. out of fuel. So Potter gaining another 1.5 seconds back on these guys, but like I say, he's not going to make a dent in this race, I don't think. Did well to claim the 2 places back though, so we'll just keep our eye on Hyperio and Loewie as they come around the last couple of corners. Let's see if Loewie can get it done. It's going to be a close call. Not quite close enough, I don't think, Loewie. Maybe. Oh, so yes, Loewie taking the place by, oh my god, 0.08 of a second. Flipping heck, Hyperio, you held him off well, but he took you on the very last second there. Good bit of racing from the guys. So Loewie in first, great bit of racing. Hyperio in second, Potter in third, Jambu in fourth, Madbrush Racing in fifth, Purzel in sixth, NGR E30 in seventh, Street Boy in eighth, Pav in ninth, and I believe L Game has left the lobby. So real good bit of racing there. So stick around, people. Race 2 coming up. 20 laps this time. Usually 18, but due to it being a slightly shorter course, slightly shorter track, it will be 20 laps. Yeah, real close, Andre. Real close. So there will be. I'm just going to congratulate the guys on an excellent bit of racing there. Who was it now? It was Hyperio and it was Loewie. Yeah, real good racing from those guys. So there will be a 5, maybe 10-minute break while people go to the toilet, have ciggies, grab a drink, things like that. Possibly not 10 minutes, maybe 5 or so. So stick around, there will be race 2 coming up. Slightly different format, so same track, but they start with half a tank of fuel, and they must change compounds during their pit stop. It's a 20-lap race, reverse grid from this race you've just watched. So Loewie and Hyperio will start from the back and have to battle their way through if they want to get anywhere in this one. Yeah, real good race, that one. So again, I will mention this is the NGR versus MRC team versus team race, sponsored by David Appleby Engineering, or DAE. So you might notice some of the cars have got the DAE logo plastered on the side or on the back. So those guys have offered 2 tickets to the British GT race down at Brands with garage access, so big shout out to the guys for that. There will be links in description below to the David Appleby Engineering website, to NGR, that's Next Gen Racing Facebook pages, and MRC, that's Mature Racing Club Facebook pages. But there will also be links in description for a charity, and there'll be links for a GoFundMe page for a charity called Kika, or Foundation Kika, in Holland, in the Netherlands. So there's a couple of international guys and some of our European friends in the MRC have asked if we fancy getting involved in a 6-hour charity race. They've had a lot of support. There's now I think 4, possibly 5 different sim racing groups. I think it's just 4 at the minute. Different sim racing groups, 2 in the UK and 2 in Holland, that are taking part in this. It's a pay-to-enter race, so you pay and the money goes to the charity. We will be streaming for 6 hours. Hopefully the servers don't crash or set fire to themselves. Hopefully YouTube doesn't explode. Myself and another, hopefully Potter McPot, who's racing tonight, will be my cohort in that 2-man team, and we'll be commentating for the full 6-hour race. It might not be a race depending on how the lobbies are set up. It might be a do as many laps as you can in a qualifying session, We're just not too sure whether the Gran Turismo servers will hold up to a 6-hour race. And we don't want people getting kicked out and being unable to rejoin after they've possibly paid €5 to sign up to this thing. So it might be a good idea to have it as an open qualifying, if you like, because qualifying stays open, but just have it to friends only, so only the guys who are meant to be in there can get in there. But yes, that's the plan. So yes, the guys asked us to get involved. We're going to do that. The links for the GoFundMe page will be in the link in the description. Mark Sykes has set that up from NXTGEN Racing, so big shout out to him. Big shout out to Potter McPot for A, setting this race up, B, sorting me out in all this, and C, possibly doing the 2-man commentary. Big shout to Andre Zell for A, tuning in every week and listening in. Good lad. He's also one of the guys instrumental in this Kicker Foundation Challenge, the charity challenge, along with Dion, apologies mate, I forget your last name, and Willem and Dennis Schuer, and again Mark Sykes from NXTGEN for sorting out the NXTGEN side, Dennis Schuer for sorting out the MRC sides. But get yourself involved. It'll be on August the 3rd. I believe the start time is 5 PM UK time, so it's Saturday. 6-hour race or 6-hour long qualifying, all for charity. So go give the page a look. Like I say, the links will be in description at the end of the race. Can't put them in during. So go click on all the links, click all the likes, donate the money. Tell them it's there will be a charity number, so if you go to the actual Kicker page, we can put a particular activity number, if you like. So you put that number in and it relates to this specific event, so this specific sim racing event for this Kicker charity. It will be linked to that particular event rather than just the Kicker charity, so they'll know that you watched the stream and donated, etc, etc. We are going to have the Kicker logo on all the cars as well. It was going to be a GR3 race, so all these cars you see tonight, it was going to be all these guys, all these cars. But they've now made it an open category, so you can turn up in any car as long as you've got the Kicker logo on your car. I don't think there's anyone in my lobby that would have the Kicker logo on their car. I'm just going to see if we can see it. Oh, wrong camera. And again, wrong camera. Sorry, people. No Kicker logo. But there will be, the guys will be asked to put the Kiko livery on their cars. Do whatever design they want, but as long as they've got the Kiko liveries on their car, then they can enter and obviously pay their €5 entry fee. So get yourselves over to the Kiko page. Go look on GoFundMe. I think is it GoFundMe? I'm not sure. No, don't quote me on that, people. The link isn't in description, so I might be making an absolute arse of myself at the minute. So just 1 second while I check that out. Sorry, I'm going through. Okay, so it's a Just Giving page. So justgiving.com/fundraising/sim racing kicker, and kicker is spelled Kika. So that's www.justgiving.com/fundraising/sim racing kicker. So go and have a look at that. Go donate some money. That is direct through the sim racing event, so they'll know that you're affiliated with these races and myself and MRC and NXTGEN and all the rest of it. So we're just having a little break in between the races at the minute. People going for toilets and having ciggies and things like that. But there are a couple of guys out on track just getting the Ryan for the second race tonight. we'll see one or two more drivers turn up for the second race, possibly not. So Earl Game's back in the lobby. I don't know whether he was having connection issues. Madbrush Racing just getting his eye in. So yeah, NGR30 had a couple of weeks off, I think. I believe it was the German sort of half term for the kids, so possibly everyone was on holiday. So this is round 9 of this 12-week season. So we've got 3 rounds left. We've got the second half of tonight. So one more race tonight. 20 laps around this track. And then next week we've got the Nürburgring 24-hour. That's an endurance race. That'll be 50 minutes. So the endurance race, they start with maximum fuel, and they can use any tyres between the racing hards and racing softs. No stipulation that they have to change compounds. That's entirely up to them. Then round 11 is a sprint race, so very similar tonight, but it will be 10 laps and 18 laps, not 12 and 20. Then round 12 is Circuit de la Sarthe, and that's another endurance, so again 50 minutes. Full fuel, any tyres. So I think most of the guys are back. So we are missing NGR Cashman tonight, and VLX Chewy D, also APA 3 as well, not turned up. So MRC Dangly Ball, who you may have watched on previous races, has changed his name back to Madbrush Racing. And no ADX Dawson either. So he was a new driver a couple of rounds ago. Put Potter under some pressure. But, it's been a no-show. I don't think he was here last week either. So yeah, so some of these guys are just going out and getting their eye in for this second race tonight. Been some real clean racing this season. One or two little moments, as you've seen this evening, but the guys are respectful enough to give the places back if they think they've caused it. There's bound to be incidents during racing, but from what I've seen, both teams keep it real respectful. They try not to knock each other off. They seem to be doing a good enough job of that on their own, don't they, Purcell? Yeah, so the guys must remember they've got to use 2 different compounds during this second race. Any tyres between the racing softs and the racing hards, they do only start with half a tank of fuel as well, so they will have to pit. And depending on their strategy, they may have to pit twice. Second race will be a little bit more brutal on fuel and well, on tyres especially. Evening Dragon Eagle 81. I thought you were racing tonight, my friend. So Andre and Dragon Eagle 81 are both instrumental in the charity event we've just been talking about. So it's basically down to those two. They've organised it all via MRC and NXTGEN. I think they're a little overwhelmed by how much support they have got, but don't you worry about that, lads. We got your back. So lobby settings changed. 20 laps. Set by host. So fuel 50 litres. Yep. So we'll just wait for all the guys to turn up. So reverse grid from last race. So Hyperio and Loewie had a real good race, with Loewie taking it absolutely on the line with 0.008 of a second. They start at the back. If they want anything out of this race, they've got to fight their way through the pack. So just wait for the last couple of guys to actually get on track. L game, that might have caused a bit of issues with L game leaving the lobby and rejoining. I believe he's now at the back of the pack. I think that's just how they've gone out and joined the lobby. So we'll see if Pot sorts this out and gets the places in the right position. So Potter's started the final. So 10 guys in this lobby tonight. So race 2. Reverse grid of first race. 50 litres of fuel. And they have to change compounds. So it's a reverse grid. Fastest guys at the back. So we'll jump to mid-pack, we'll just keep our eye on a bit of action, see if we can keep up with it all. Right, so we have got all the stuff. Right, and they're off, so Jambu getting a real good start. L game getting bogged down a little, so Pav taking the place off him. NGRE 30 looking to go down the outside into third, maybe second if he gets around L game on the outside. Not quite this time. He's got Jambu all over him, looking down the inside as well. Oh, we just catch Jambu spinning out there. Oh, it might have been Pers. Yeah, Pers will span out. Unfortunate for him. Just keep an eye. Pav at the front. L game in second. Jambu ride on him though in third. Oh, we see L game getting a bit drifting out that corner, losing the back end there. Needs to keep it tidy if he's going to keep Jambu off him. So Pot up into fourth, so having a good race. Hyperio up into fifth as well, also having a good race. Loewie, who finished the race in first place, the last race, currently in eighth. Right on the back of Street Boy, the other two at the minute, so looking like he might take this place down, start finish straight. He's got the inside line for this first corner. Oh, not quite. He's backed out and let Street Boy keep the place. He's still holding a tighter line. He's got Purzel closing him down as well, with NGRE 30 catching up with them as well. So Purzel did have a moment, dropped himself back into 10th, now up into 9th. Flick back up to the guys at the front. So Pav now with a 1.8 second lead over L-Game. Potter up into 3rd. Closing down L-Game as well. So Potter having a good race. He's managed to get past Jambu. Hyperio's closing down on Jambu as well. So Hyperio looking to make the most of these two races. Closing that gap a little bit more on L-Game. L-Game gaining a little bit of time back on Pav. Oh, we just see L-Game going on the grass again there. So he's going to lose that place to Potter. And possibly Hyperio as well. Bit of contact. Managed to keep it on track though. So L-Game might be losing a place to Jambu. Yes, Madbush Racing's looking at the place as well. He's taking L-Game. So L-Game not having a good race at all. So Potter McPot up into 2nd, closing down Pav 46. He's got Hyperio 2.2 seconds behind him. That gap is coming down slowly. So Hyperio just need to keep an eye on his mirrors. He's going defensive again already early in this race, lap 4. So Jambu closing that gap massively down the start-finish straight there. Putting Hyperio under some pressure. Nice tight line. Pav holding the fastest lap at the minute. He's gained a bit of time out on Potter as well. Another second, I believe. Yeah, so it was 2.5 seconds up. He's gained a second on Potter. Pulling more time out. 3.6 seconds now. Potter keeping the gap between himself and Hyperio consistent. Keep her eye on tyres. Potter out on the mediums, and Pav also out on the mediums. He's kept that gap 3.5 from Potter. Hyperio also currently on the mediums. We'll just jump through L-Game on the softs. Jambu on the softs, Loewie on the mediums, Perzel on the mediums, Street Boy mediums, NGR E30 on softs, and Madbush on softs as well. Madbush having an absolute terrible time. 27 seconds back. So Pav pulling out a little bit more time on Potter. To 4 seconds now the gap. You see the DAE logo plastered on the front of and back of Pav's car there. So again, a big shout out to David Appleby Engineering for the sponsorship of this race. The guys down there have offered 2 tickets to the Brands Hatch GT race with garage access, so big shout out to them. So Pav clawing another second and a bit out of Potter, so 5.3 seconds away from Potter now. Quarter of a tank left. Potter and Pot doing slightly better on fuel. But he is being attacked by L-Game and Hyperio. L-Game taking the place off Hyperio. So maybe a bit of fuel saving going on Potter's part. It will be all about strategy this race. Looking after your tyres, looking after your fuel. Being closed down by L-Game is Potter. L-Game's going down the inside, down the hairpin. Not quite making it stick down there. Potter looks like he's going to have to go defensive into this one. He's gone a little bit wide, giving L-Game the look. If L-Game can hold it there, he's got the inside line. No, he's had to tuck back in. But he will get a good run, and Hyperio will get a good run down the start-finish straight. Potter managing to get a bit of a pull there though. He's gone defensive. Maybe a slight dummy and jinking into the pits. He's sticking with that defensive line though. Neither of the guys quite managing to get it. Or maybe he'll get him down the inside. If he can keep the position. Oh, so a little bit of contact, pushing Potter a bit wide there. Potter looking like he's losing 2 places to that. Whoa, just the 1 place, so he's managed to get back in front of Hyperio. Clean bit of driving from the guys there. Bumper to bumper. Oh, and L-Game's just smashed into the wall, so all his hard work. And he's now down in 6th. So Potter McPot up into 2nd, Hyperio into 3rd. And they are 6.5 seconds back from Pav. It's going to be difficult to claw that back. Just nip up to the front man. 6.3 second gap over Potter. L-Game currently holding fastest lap with 1:06.3. The guys staying out for another lap. Plenty of fuel left for that. It is only a short course. So Jambu's stayed in the mix with these guys. Even though they were battling it out hard, he's managed to keep up with them. He's dragged Loewie as well, so Loewie started at the back of the pack. Was in 8th for a couple of laps. He's managed to pull his way back up to 5th. So he's looking to gain as many points out of this race as possible as well. Just trying to keep the eye on the time between him and Loewie, see if the gap's coming down a little bit. No, he's lost a little bit through there. These 3 keeping it ridiculously close, ridiculously clean as well. So again, Potter McPot needs to be careful down the start-finish straight. Jambu's just a little bit out of range for this slipstream now. So Hyperio will get the tow. See the gap coming down there, 3.3 of a second now. Not quite making it on this lap. You need to be a lot closer than that coming out in the last corner. But he is right on him. He might go for a dive down on this one. Not quite. He's taking the wide line, maybe to get the cut back to the next corner. No. So he's looking at all his options. Is his Hyperio. So we'll nip up to Pav at the front. So that gap's come down a little bit, 4.3 now. So he's on his last legs of fuel. I thought we'd seen him coming in on this lap. So Pav's in the pits. Potter McPot and Hyperio. No, Potter faking it. Looking to stay out and then coming in. So Hyperio's taking the place then due to the pit stops. It looks like everybody else is coming in the pits as well. Hyperio opted to stay out. See if this strategy pays off for him. You don't want to be running out of fuel. He does look like he's got enough to get around this lap. Whether the guys can get the undercuts, we'll have to see. Whether he gets the overcuts. So NGRE 30 opted to stay out as well. So Pav out on the softs. Potter also out on the softs. Halfway through this race. Potter opted to go for half a tank of fuel. We'll have to see whether that gets him to the end. Pav doing the same. So Hyperio opted to stop out again. Might be pushing his luck. There's not a lot of fuel in that tank. So I have just seen, if you look at Hyperio's car on the bonnet, right in the gap where the air vent is, there's a little decal of some hands. You can't quite see it from this angle. That's part of the Kika logo. It's got it down the rear wing as well. So good lad, Hyperio. Thanks for doing that, mate. We'll have to see whether you make it around this lap though, my friend. So he's looking like it's paid off for him. As he comes out the last corner now, he's going to make it to the pits. Get out in front of Pav and Potter McPot. So we'll jump back to Pav. So he comes round the last corner. Potter McPot 4 seconds back from him. So we'll have to keep an eye out, see where Pav and Hyperio come out. Places as gospel because it does throw them about. So Pav and Potter getting in front of Hyperio, and Hyperio just manages to get out in front of loewie. So he has come out in very almost an identical position to where he was. So Hyperio's not quite paid off for him. We'll have slightly fresher tyres though, 2 laps fresher. So that benefits him. Pav's still opening up the gap to Potter. It's 4 seconds now, 4.4. And also holding fastest lap at 1:06.0 as well. So good bit of driving from Pav. So loewie in 4th, did start at the back of the pack. So ended up first in the first race. Bit of driving from him, real good battle between him and Hyperio, so make sure you go and check that race out as well. So Jambo will get 5 and a bit seconds back from loewie. See if he can close that gap. Again 5 seconds behind Jambo as well. And he's got Purcell looking at him. Not quite close enough this time, Purcell. Racing 4 seconds back from Purcell and Elgame. NGRE 30, 2 and a bit seconds back from him, with Street Boy 2.7 back from him as well. So let's just jump back up to the front. Gap opening up a little bit more, 4.6. Hyperio looking to close the gap on Potter. Loewie losing a bit of time to Hyperio, so unfortunate for loewie. So Pav's pulled that fastest lap in even more, so it's at 1:05.8 now from Pav. So watch Hyperio drifting that Mercedes. Yeah, just have a look in that little bonnet scoop of Hyperio's there. He's got the 2 hands of the Kika logo. Difficult to see from this angle. When it's a slightly higher camera shot, you'll see it. Just there. Hyperio is closing the gap on Potter. Strategy working out well for him. He's keeping that gap to a second. Losing a bit of time to Pav though. So Hyperio just outside of slipstream range. So we're going to benefit him down here. Loewie trying to get back in the mix as well. 2.7 back from Hyperio. Again, these guys did come in a little bit earlier than Hyperio. Came in on lap 12. The rest of the guys dived in on lap 10. Oh, unfortunate loewie again. Just catch a wheel on the grass. I mentioned it earlier. It's enough to put you balance off, send the car all over the place. So Louis losing a place to Jambu there. Oh, and he's just stuck it in the wall again. So Louis having an absolute nightmare now, losing 2 more places to Purzel and L-Game. Now going to lose a place to Madbrush Racing. So from 4th to 8th for Louis. Unfortunate. So Pav opening all that gap still, 4.9. Potter managing to keep that second gap between himself and Hyperio. 4 laps left in this race now, people. Let's see if Hyperio can get the job done. Gap's come down, 0.8 of a second. So Potter keeping the tight line through there. Hyperio going a little bit wide, but again, time still coming down. 0.6 of a second. And the gap is coming down to Pav a little bit. So less than half a second between Hyperio and Potter. So if Hyperio gets a good exit from this one, he'll get a good tow down the start-finish straight. So he's within slipstream range, but again the pair of them have brought the gap down to Pav. Not by a lot, but enough. Maybe not enough to be challenging him before the end of the race. So Hyperio taking the tight line through there then. Getting even closer to Potter. Down to just 3/10 of a second. Potter's going to have to be careful. There's a couple of opportunities for Hyperio. Both keeping it clean through the hairpin. And into this almost hairpin double apex. So Potter having a good drive out of there. Managing to make a bit of a gap on Hyperio. Benefits him coming down the start-finish straight. Hyperio is just within slipstream range though. That gap coming down, but again not quite close enough to make an impact this lap, I don't think. I was looking for a dive down the inside, but you saw there, he's going a little bit quick into that first corner. Lost the back end a little bit. Still on him as Hyperio. Just go through the rest of the pack. So Jambo in 4th, L-Game in 5th, Purzel in 6th, Louis in 7th. So he was having a good race, Louis, and then had a couple of bad corners. Madbrush in 8th, NGR in 13th, 9th, and Street Boy in 10th. I will just run through some fastest laps on the way back up there. So Street Boy with a 107.6. NGR, his fastest lap's not in there, it's a 107.8 on there. Madbrush Racing, his fastest lap is also not on there, that is a 107.0. Louis, his is a 105.9. Purzel with a 106.4. L-Game, again his fastest lap not showing, that is a 106.7 on there. So NGR Jambo with his fastest lap also not on there, that's a 107.6. Hyperio currently holding the fastest lap with 105.7. Losing a bit of time to Potter. Potter with a 106.1 and Pav with a 105.8. So Potter with Pot managing to gain a second over, 1.2 seconds over Hyperio then. Hyperio's mistake by the look of it, because the gap between Pav and Potter hasn't come down, hasn't extended, so it wasn't Potter's mistake. So final lap now. Pav held the lead pretty much from lap 1. Was under a bit of pressure from Potter and Hyperio, and then got into the pit stops and just managed to claw away with it. So last couple of corners for Pav. Good drive from him, managed to keep it clean, no incidents. Kept the pack at bay from Potter and Hyperio. So watch him coming across the line. And there he does. So first place for Pav, good drive from him. Potter McPot again, weaving across, coming across the line in second. Hyperio in third, losing a lot of time to Potter then in that last lap. So L game in fourth, with Jambu and Purcell closing him down on the last straight. Purcell in fourth, Jambu in fifth. Oh, sorry, L game in fourth, Jambu in fifth, Purcell in sixth, Louis in seventh, Mad Brush Racing in eighth, Streetwear in ninth, and NGR in P30. So a real good race from the guys tonight. Some close battling throughout. Real good racing from the guys at the front as well, keeping it clean, not smashing each other off, bumper to bumper and side by side. So do check out the rest of the races which are on the page. There's this is a 12-week season. This is week 9, 3 more to go after tonight. So give the video a like, give it a subscribe, hit the bell icon, all that malarkey. Again, I will chat about the Kika event. We were asked to do a 6-hour charity event by one of the guys on our Mature Racing Club page. We agreed to do that, and it's kind of snowballed into quite a big event. There's 4 sim racing groups involved now, 2 from the UK, I believe 2 from Netherlands as well, so from Holland. We're opening up various lobbies. We're going to have a 6-hour race in sort of inverted commas, because we don't think PlayStation servers will hold up to a 6-hour race. But it's all for charity. It's for the Kika Foundation in Holland, which is a children's cancer charity. There will be links in the description below to the Just Giving page and the Kika Foundation itself. I will also put links in the description for the NXTGEN Racing pages, for the Mature Racing Club pages, and the DAE, so David Appleby Engineering website as well. So click all the links, give them all a like, say hello, donate, whatever you need to do, go do it. And the charity race is on the 3rd of August. It's 6 hours. I believe starting time is 5 PM in the evening. So 6 hours from there to take you to 11 o'clock. There will be more information. I will keep talking about this in my streams up until the event, and probably after that as well. I'll put a link in the description to the YouTube. There's like a little YouTube video that's been created as a sort of what would you call it, like an intro video into this charity event. So there will be a link in the description for that as well. Yeah, so another race over, people. Come and check us back. When am I back on? I'm back on Sunday. No, sorry, I lie. I'm back on tomorrow night for the P1 Thursday Super Formula League, and then I'm back on Sunday for the NXTGEN VLN leagues. Again, I'll be chatting about the charity race in both of those. There'll be links and descriptions in both of those. And I hope in the next few races you'll start to see more and more little snippets of Kika liveries on the cars, because I believe even if the guys aren't racing, they're getting involved, they're sticking the logos on their cars and telling people about the event, spreading the word. The more people that we can get involved, obviously the more money it means for the charity, the more people that watch. So get yourselves over to the page. Again, links in the description below. Get your wallets out, get your credit cards out, pay all the money you've got to these poor kids and sort them out. Alright? Or I'll send the boys round. Right, that's it. That's another stream over. As you can see, I've just been booted out the lobby. So catch me again tomorrow night over the Super Formula P1 race, and then catch me again Sunday for the VLN race from NXTGEN, and catch me in what date are we on today? We are the 12th. In 2 weeks time for the next round of the GTTCC from MRC. That's the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship from MRC. Real good race. A slightly different setup again this season, so back to one car. It's going to be interesting. I'll be getting my sweat on again, so come and check those out when they're on there in about two weeks time. Need to get a bit of practice in because I've not been doing any practice. So again, that's the end of the stream. Check out the links in the description below. Go click, go like, go donate, all the stuff. Big shout out to Andre for tuning in every week. Big shout out to Dragon Eagle for tuning in as well, mate. Like I say, I will be promoting this charity event for you guys as much as I possibly can, and if I can get it all set up, I will try and get the PC set up so we can get some stuff rolling across the top of the stream on the charity event as well. I'm not promising anything because I'm not great with this kind of stuff, but I'll do my best. So that's it, another stream over. Andre, Dragon, I'm out. My name's Darksmoka, I'm out of it. I'm not out of here. I keep messing it up.